how would you create community spirit and a feeling of inclusion? I think that was brought up at the doctors' seminar, and doing that is important. How would you develop economic strategies that would encourage local business development? How would you establish a council that is a working team? So each candidate has 3 minutes to answer those, or to do those subject topics. There'll be 2 minutes to rebut from the other 2 candidates. Then there'll be 1 minute for the individual speaker to come back and talk about those individuals' questions. So I guess that's the basic ground rules. At the end of the session, we will have 30 minutes of question and answer, which we'll have a mic in the middle of the floor. It'll be this one. And people can stand up and ask their questions directly to the candidates of their choice. And the other things that we must ask is that you respect your candidates and each other. So respect is a huge thing, so I want everyone to look at that and make sure that when they do ask questions, it's respectful. And if it's not, then that's my job to stand up and say, I did bring a stick, so just say out of order, and we'll move on. So respect, no profanity, and keep your subjects, aimed at, managing a community and a town. So thank you very much, and what we'll do is start with Christopher on this side, and we'll go down from this side, and that's arbitrary. There was no, they can stand here and speak if you like, or you can do it from the table. It works. I'll sit if that's okay with everybody. And welcome to everyone. Truly dedicated souls, all of you, to come out on I don't know if it's a hockey night or not, but at least you're out here anyway.
Yeah. Yes. It's 2-2 at the end of 2.
Right on. For who?
Pittsburgh's playing Edmonton.
Yeah, good. So tonight you'll hear a large variety of topics, and I'm sure that some of you have excellent input on those topics. And I will make this really short because I really want to get to the debate part of this. That's the exciting part of the evening. So by now you probably know how long I've been in the community and my past history, my family, etc. So I'm not going to bore you with that. My name is Terry Corey, and I want to be your next mayor. Tonight you'll hear promises that might perplex and confound you. And I will only promise that I will work diligently with your council to make Grande Cache a happening community again. Can we do it? You bet we can. So jump on board and let's make the next 4 years, and maybe the next 4 years, exciting, productive, something we could be proud of. I want our grandchildren, our children, our seniors, and above all, us as doers, to be proud of where we live, work, play, and retire. I want people in this community to be and stay informed so they can brag about our new half pipe on the ski hill, our seniors bus, a new business opening up, or the new off-leash dog park, pet park, sorry, cats can go there too. I want people to be able to go to the bank or a mortgage company and not be shunned but be welcome. I want a lot of things, but I want them for you, yours, and my loved ones. Tonight you will hear, I don't know all the answers, but you won't hear that from me. If that sounds a little arrogant, it was meant to be. Why? Because I believe I do have the answers. Why, you ask again? Because I have you. You're the people that collectively have the answers. You're the ones that will elect one of us, and if elected, I intend to use all my constituents as a resource. That's why my council, and don't believe there will be 7 of us altogether, will be using you as a resource. So if elected, be forewarned. I intend to keep everyone engaged. As a community, we will know the answers that are best for Grande Cache. Some we may not like, but above all, the interest and future of the community as a whole is at stake. And if we don't know the answer, it's our duty to consult those that do. Thanks for listening, and please keep an open mind and start thinking about how you can interact with your government. By that I mean the municipality of Grande Cache. And now I look forward to some interesting debate. Thanks.
Thank you everyone for coming out tonight, and thank you to the...
Still closer.
Closer?
Yeah.
Is that better? Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming out here tonight, and thank you to the Rotary Club and the Legion for hosting this. Again, my name is Herb Castle. My wife and I have lived here for 7 years, and I'm not going to go into the details of the past 7 years, except that I was 3 years on council to date. This forum and it represents another important crossroads in the community. Voters must evaluate the candidates and make the important decision of choosing a mayor and council that represents the values as well as the overall well-being of the community. I've chaired the finance. During my term as councillor, my campaign was based on fiscal and ethical accountability as well as transparent governance with open communication to the taxpayers of this community. As many of you here tonight have always made myself available to listen and discuss your concerns. I have taken your concerns forward to council, and I have also provided advice in order to assist you in having your concerns heard. Together we have discussed and resolved many issues, and yes, some I regret remain unresolved. I'm running as your mayor because I feel Grande is a great place to live, raise a family, and because it is our home. I have served the last 3 years as your councillor, and I've met and continue to meet many fine people in this community. During this time, I've invested a great deal of time, personal time and effort and commitment on your behalf. Like you, I have become invested in every way in this community. I have chaired the Finance Committee, the Transportation Committee, and currently sit on the local library board. My commitment and obligation to all of you has made me a huge shareholder in this community. I would like to see all citizens echo the same pride and ownership that I feel. There are a number of outstanding issues that I would like to see completed in order that we can all realize the dividends. Some accomplishments that I have been associated with are closely working with the Minibus Society, where we solicited donations and 2 provincial grants to purchase and operate the much-needed bus for this community. This bus was delivered to this community on September 27th and will operate, it will be operational for out-of-town medical appointments for seniors and other non-drivers who require this transportation. I have listened, and I want to continue to be your voice and respect to the mayor and council and the needs and decisions. My priorities as your mayor are fiscal stability through smart fiscal management, improving the needed infrastructure, water, sewer, roads, and landfill, and most of all, securing doctors, accessible health care, and that is badly needed at this time. A good leader is what will take to build a strong council team that will serve the interests of the residents and the business stakeholders of this community. I would like to see continued growth and promote positive relationships with all levels of government to secure funding for our infrastructure requirements. Most of all, I would like to hear from you as to what your wants and needs are to continue to make this community vibrant and strong. Ladies and gentlemen, if I elect me as your mayor, I'll be available to listen to your concerns and be your voice as I have done during my term as councillor. I will use my skills and abilities to establish a progressive council team that will stabilize and move the town forward into the future. I want to see business in the community become successful and attract new families to Grande. My agenda is a true desire to see the town prosper and grow, one that continues to see families and individuals proud to call home. October 21st, please vote Herb Castle for openness and accessible representation for your community. Thank you.
Sorry. My name is Lisa Stashik, and I'm running for mayor. I'd like to thank all of you today for coming out, and as well the Rotary Club and Legion for hosting this event. ago, we got together as a community to make some changes. At that time, we made the changes that we felt comfortable with. Now I'd like to ask you, what has been accomplished by our council over the last 3 years? And are we happy with these results? Have we seen the open and honest council we were promised? Our infrastructure, including water and sewer, has been ignored and is in overall some very poor condition, requiring millions in upgrades and repairs. Our daycare has been misplaced, our children thrown out on the streets. Parents and grandparents' lives have been turned upside down. With no adequate explanation of how a town-owned building got into such a state of disrepair. Business, industry, and community relationships have been broken and neglected. Development has been next to non-existent, and the resale of real estate has declined steadily for 6 straight years. While the town council spent its time arguing over truck bans, $38 million of industrial, commercial, and residential development went to Fox Creek. A community which also welcomed 24 new businesses in the same time frame. Since the 2009 recession, our neighbors have gone from on the ropes to booming, from record sales in Grand Prairie to massive investment in Fox Creek. Yet our town is stagnated. Why? Our current council has allowed hundreds of thousands of dollars in grants and millions of dollars in potential development dollars to disappear. Borrowing millions and raising all of our local taxes, our business taxes have become so high that investment dollars have been scared away. And existing businesses have seen their value disappear. Their tax bill is a backbreaking burden. A commercial building with a $50,000 a year tax bill has in effect a permanent $800,000 mortgage that will never get paid off. With little attention to the needs of many of us and our children, they squandered what there was, covering up huge investigations, legal expenses, and pretentious mistakes at the cost of the citizens. Those same citizens are bearing the brunt of this council's unwillingness to ask tough questions of the MD, or to make realistic demands of our neighbor, who earns over $67 million a year in an industrial tax base, largely made up of Grande citizens. As a council, we need to start repairing our local relationships rather than trying to be federal or provincial politicians. Many of you in our community do not realize how small of a window we have to advocate for the citizens and the future of Grande Cache. If federal and provincial warnings are true, we can only expect the cost of infrastructure and municipal expenses to increase exponentially over the next 10 years. We will be required to take over the cost of many services, programs, and facilities that we are currently building or dreaming of building. We have no clear plan or direction to deal with this future world, currently acting as a merely reactive organization, immediately deciding to throw money at situations to fix them. As a mayor with apparently no money, as our current council saw fit to borrow against it, I realize what we have to do is ask our corporation to immediately get the budget and spending under control, look for ways to cut the budget utilizing the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle. As of yet, I have not seen a $20 bill that can actually physically do the work, although I think our current spending strategies think that it can. We have to act more as a council, obtaining knowledge and insight to new markets and potential for our own economic advancement. The coffee shop is no place to get your political fill. This council needs to bring the community back into the discussion at our table rather than secondhand reviews from the water cooler. Many have asked, how will I be accountable? It's actually a very easy answer. I will be accountable because I will be here, I will be available, and I believe that I as mayor and my council have a responsibility communicate our actions and decisions to you, the citizen. Taking the position of mayor, I understand it is the role of our council to make you come to the consensus in making decisions for the community. As the mayor, I will work closely with the CAO to provide guidance and information to the council, allowing them to make individual informed decisions for the best interest of everyone. In closing, I would like to say that as mayor, I believe that myself and the council are only entitled to one thing, and that is to serve the community with honesty, integrity, and to achieve great accomplishments benefiting the whole rather than the few. On October 21st, I hope that you will vote for something new, and I look forward to serving you as mayor. Thank you.